Hello, this is George from Olfora. So I'm gonna teach you how to change out the fuse on a BioQuantum here. So if your machine doesn't turn on, probably need to replace the fuse. So I'm gonna teach you how to replace it. Before everything else, we want to make sure we unplug the system here. So I unplugged the system, and now I can work on the electrical. Never work on the electrical while the system is plugged in. So turned that off, unplugged it, you should be good. And then once we do that, we can get to the bottom of the unit here. Below the dispensers, there's a door. To remove the door, you want to grab onto the sides, push down and pull towards you. That releases the door. And you put it on the side somewhere. So once I remove the door, I exposed the inside of it. First things first is I'm going to turn off the ball valve here. Right now it's on. It's in line. So what I want to do is cross it. So turn it off this way. That's crossing it. That means it's off. If it's in line, it's on. Crossed, it's off. What we want is off. So once you do that, there's probably going to be water in the system. Once you do that, I want you to remove about 4 cups of water after you turn it off. The ball valve on the bottom. Remove 4 cups of water. That should depressurize the system. So once you depressurize the system, we can actually start removing clips and start removing the filter set here. So first thing, I'm gonna put a towel right here on the bottom of this right here. So what I want to do now is unplug it, this piece right here. If there's a red clip there, you want to remove it firsthand. So if there's a red clip, you just want to yank it off. Make sure if you want to remove any tubing, you always remove the red clip that might be on there. This one's being built out, so there is no red clip currently on it. Once it ships, there will be a red clip on it. So to do this, you want to remove the red clip if there is. And then what you want to do afterwards is remove the tubing. So there's a little collar piece right here. It moves. See, it moves up and down. What you want to do is push down and then pull on the tube while this is pushed down. That releases the tubing. I'll do that again for you. There's a collar piece right here. You want to remove the red clip if there is one there, and then you want to push down on here and yank the tubing. That releases it. Okay, so that's the first tubing we got to get rid of. There'll be 2 more that we got to remove. So let me move my camera up. The next one we got to get off is this guy here. So put my towel right here. Again, if there's a red clip here, you want to remove it, and then you want to push down on the collar piece and yank on it. That releases the tubing. All right, that's the second one. Here's the third one. It's right here. It's got its own it's much like the button on the bottom. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm not gonna turn off, you can turn off the ball valve here if you want. I'll turn that off. And then once I do that, I'm gonna push down on the collar piece and I'm gonna yank on this silver tube, and that'll yank it out. And then the last thing we gotta take care of is here, the UV. There's a UV bulb right here. We want to take it off, so I'm gonna grab the clips on the side here and I'm gonna yank it off. So that's how you do that. And then once that's removed, what you need to do is loosen these 4 screws on the side so you're able to remove the actual manifold. I already did this previously, so I should be able to just yank it off. So I'm gonna lift it up and then I'm just gonna pull it out, and that should be now I have my manifold outside of the unit. It's outside of the unit now, so now I can actually get to the fuse here. Here's the fuse right here. So now that we're here at the fuse, we can actually fix it now. So here's the casing the fuse comes in. It's a clear white casing, milky white. So what you want to do is there's two there's a larger clip and then a smaller clip here. Just want to snap those off. So that's how you open it. There's a little clip here and then a bigger clip on the side, so you just want to lift those up, and that removes the that opens it up. You see the fuse in there now. So I'm gonna take this off, and then so once I have that, I can remove the fuse, taking it off of its clips here. Its clips are right there. So here's the fuse. It's a bad fuse, so I'm gonna replace it. Then here's the new fuse. If you notice the spring, it's on this machine the spring was facing up, so I'm gonna replace it like that. So yeah, just make sure you notice how your machine's spring is located. So this is going north, so I'm gonna replace it going back up north. So this is facing up, the spring. See on the bottom there is no spring, but on the top there is spring. So let's put it on the clip now. Here's my new one. So I'm gonna stick it on the top clip first, and then I'm gonna lock it in the bottom clip. So now that I have the two clips on there, I should be able to put the plastic clear covering back on. So that's how that looks. See, I got the spring facing up. Now I'm going to put my it should just sit in there. So there's a little space in there for it to stick in there. So it sits in there inside the little plastic clear thing. It sits, and once you have it sitting in there, you can just close it up and you're good. So yeah, just make sure it sits back in there how it's supposed to, and that both clips are connected, and you should be fine. Once you've replaced that, we can actually put the filter set back. So I'm gonna stick my I'm gonna put my drain up here, stick it up here so I have an easier time putting it back. And then what you want to do is grab your manifold and stick it back in here. So I'm gonna put it back on these screws here as best as I can. And there we go. So it's sitting back on the screws. Now I can start putting it back together. Once this is done, you can screw them back. You can tighten those screws back on there. So first things first, we're gonna reconnect the bottom here. So I'm gonna grab this. Make sure you push it all the way back in. If it's not all the way back in, it will leak on you. So make sure you always push it all the way in, And then you can put your clip back if you need to. So just put it in between the collar piece and the main piece, and you should have it right there. All right, so once you do that, we got that tubing on. Let's go here. Let's grab this piece here, this drain. So here's the drain. If you're confused on the drain will have a, on the back it'll have a sticker, and this tube will be the drain. It'll follow to. So just here it is, the drain. Yours might be different colored, so just make sure this is the drain. And then finally there's the one for the tank. This one goes it's a gray one. If you follow it, it goes all the way up to the tank of the system itself. So that's where this guy goes in here. So I'm gonna stick him in here, make sure it goes all the way in. Once he's all the way in, I know he won't leak. So last but not least, the UV here. So the UV has its power cable over here somewhere, so I'm gonna look for it. Found it. So here it is. It's gonna connect it back how it was, and just push it back there. That's connected. So once this is all done, I'm going to turn on my my ball valves here. Remember, I turned the one up here off and I turned the one down here off. Gonna turn those back on, and then the machine should start filling again once I turn these back on. So turn both ball valves on here. That guy, this guy. And so the machine should start filling up again. And then once you're done with that, we can grab our door. And to put it back on, there's a little spring in the center. It has to sit in the middle of that right there. So I'm gonna line it up, push it down, and then put it back on there. And then I'll plug my machine back in, see if it works. And we got power, so it works again, and we're good to go. So that's how you replace the fuse on the system, the BioQuantum. Obviously, if you need more assistance, just let me know. This will be the end of the video. Thank you, and bye-bye.